Hello, welcome to another episode of Dispatches from Dystophoria with me,
Yay!
Star and Tree. Yay!
Yeah. Hmm. Like a South Carolina flag, huh?
Oh yeah, they have a little
Or is
crescent
that a
moon,
moon?
or I
It's a
think
moon.
it might be both. I'm not sure. They have a palmetto.
Yeah, I'm more of an Yggdrasil type tree than a palmetto.
Yggdrasil, yeah. Put that on a flag.
Well, yeah, whenever I meet anybody else who's also named Tree, I'm like, we can either fight to see who keeps the name, or we can each pick a tree that we represent. And I let them go first, and they're always like oak or pine or whatever. And then they're like, what are you? And I'm like, Yggdrasil. I'm like,
Yeah,
the
the
tree,
like right, the tree, like
the
alpha
tree.
tree.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, don't even act like you're not going to say that next time this you meet a tree person.
So this week we're talking about a new interesting topic. We finished up our four-part conversation on the Blue Star Kachina and Hopi End Times prophecy last week, and I hope everybody will go check it out if you haven't already, because it was really interesting, and we got through a lot of detail and depth in that one, I believe.
Yeah. And I think we
So
can most honestly say we narrowed it down to one of three cataclysms that could happen. So yeah,
yeah, yeah, we've got the iceberg
the numerical
identified.
denomination of the icebergs narrowed down to three.
Yeah. So this week we're going to be talking about billionaire bunkers. Um,
Emphasis on bunk.
emphasis on bunk. But before we get to that, we're going to find out what dystophoric activities we've done in the past week or 2 weeks since we last talked to each other.
Okay.
Okay, I have been trying to design a cheap or free uh Faraday pouch for phones and other devices using, recycled materials. So I'm experimenting with it. I've gotten my current design. You can tell that it's trying to block signal because the phone is trying real hard. There's a delay, like a few second or up to a couple minutes delay between when I test text the phone or whatever and the phone actually receives the text. So I'm not quite there yet. My problem is you can get these Faraday pouches you can buy them. They cost like $40, and for all the devices in your household, that's going to be pretty expensive. And all a Faraday containment thing is something with a continuous conductive surface. So I'm trying to devise that with trash. I don't want to just fold aluminum foil around something, although that could probably work if you used a few layers, because I want something that's easy to like stick it in, take it out, stick it in, take it out.
Nice. Excellent. An upcycled Faraday bag.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So, my dystophoric thing. As you know, Dawn, my much, 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 much better half, and I are goat farmers. And so she milks goats, and we have two that are milkers. And this one goat we have, Moira Rose, just a pistol, like the barn boss bitch of all the goats, right? 6 years old, never been pregnant, nothing. One day her udders are full. Like her udders are full. She's been giving a half quart. We have two milkers that are like seasoned milkers, right? That are giving a little over a half a quart. She just spontaneously started giving milk and a half quart of like this fat, rich milk. And because of the others, they're used to getting up in the stanchion and that and stuff. She's not. So she takes some coaxing and whatnot. And so the trade off is typically I do morning duties, Dawn does evening duties, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Now, because we're trying to milk her I go down there in the evening and I've started brushing the animals to distract them. So I'm just down there in case she needs a little persuading up in the stanchion. Once she gets there, she starts eating and she just relaxes. It's totally zen. So it's awesome. It's like our celestial spot, my celestial sponsors or whatever, were like, here's a boon. A precocious udder is what it's called, and it is a miracle. But the
Yeah.
trade off is you got to spend more time with the goat. So I guess somebody up there likes it when I'm petting the goats and brushing the goats. And so we're getting half a quart of fat, fresh milk. Fat. I mean, like a layer of fat around it. It's crazy, and just out of
That's
nowhere.
that's
So
amazing.
yeah, right.
Awesome.
So yeah, like we have the best interstellar patrons ever. They just
Yay.
love them.
Okay,
Shout out to my
so
Arcturian bros. Yeah,
all right, so tree.
tree. Here we go.
Billionaires be building bunkers. Say that 5 times fast.
I'm afraid. So I'm afraid the Candyman will come. I'm afraid Peter Thiel will appear before me. No, that's how you get Ball to appear behind you. Say that in the mirror 5 times fast. Billionaires be building bunkers, bitches. Do that 5 times fast. Ball will appear behind you and grant you one wish.
Oh gosh, no, no. So yeah, there are, I mean, I don't know that this is necessarily a new thing. Billionaires or very wealthy people have probably always built bunkers. Um, but it's definitely
Well, they're feeling it. Jeff Bezos didn't he just come out with something saying how like nurses in New York that make 75 grand a year shouldn't be paying $1,000 in taxes every month? And I'm like, oh, so you're going to start paying your employees a living wage there? You're afraid they're going to murder you? You could really, yeah, be worth a few billion and make your employees, pay a living wage, But yeah, I think Bezos just said something about that, how we got, so.
yeah, I have worked for Amazon before, and I think like the full-time employees, at least at the location that I worked at, and I was a temp employee. The temp employees don't make very much. And they do use a lot of temp employment. So I think that's where that the main part of the criticism comes from is they utilize so much temporary labor that it might be hard in some of these locations to get on as a full-time employee. The full-time employees actually make pretty decent money for the type of work it is and have really good health benefits.
How
The
long do
ones
they
that
typically last?
hmm?
How long do they typically last, do you think?
Yeah, that's the thing is it's such a buzzkill job, working in these warehouses. Um, I
We'll
think
throw
a lot of people try to hang on to them though because of those benefits, and you get like um, even the temporary employees get like all this paid PTO that you can just use it whenever you want. Like you can leave early and notify through the app that day that you're going to leave early, and it'll just like take it out of your collected, and the PTO builds up anyway. um I don't think that Amazon warehouse jobs are very much fun,
no.
and probably if you and I because I have done it. And is it, it's probably well paid for the type of job it is, or it's like upper average for the type of job it is, but like nobody wants that job. So maybe you should pay them more just on the very fact that nobody wants it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's 150% turnover. But
But
anyhow, yeah,
anyway,
no, I think they're all feeling the heat now. They're starting to feel it. And I think with the guy from United Healthcare getting shot and everything, they're like, oh,
yeah, the guy from United Healthcare, and then Sam Altman had somebody try to attack his house firebomb his house recently. His
Yeah.
I don't know where he lives, but and so and then Peter Thiel just in the past couple weeks up and moves to Argentina. Like and he cited his reason being that the United States is unsafe. Unsafe for Peter Thiel?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know if this was before or after his buddy Sam Altman's house got attempted firebomb, but maybe that had something to do with it. Or maybe it's just that everybody's so pissed off about data centers, or maybe it's because he's expecting nuclear um, activity.
So, and I want to just say this to the billionaires who are watching. Um,
Yeah.
you're never going to make it to your bunkers. You're not going to make it to
Right.
your bunkers at all. It's not going to happen. Um, them making it to their bunkers is predicated on them knowing when civilization is going to collapse before the rest of us. And they won't. They may a few minutes before the rest of us do. But
Hmm.
as soon as it goes to shit, all of their employees are turning on them. All of their employees are going home to deal with their people. All their employees are calling all their friends. And all of a sudden, nobody's coming to pick this billionaire up from their house to take him to the airfield. And as a matter of fact, once it starts collapsing, people know where they are. They're going to find them, storm that house. Doesn't matter what kind of security system you've got. And they're going to drag him into the street screaming, and they are going to be Gaddafi'd.
Well, I mean, even if it didn't go down like that,
Okay.
because
Well, let's say they have a,
I feel like that's a, that could happen. That's totally feasible.
yeah,
But
everybody's going
let's
to
say
be
they're
like,
just sitting at home, and let's say like Bill Gates, for instance, and probably a lot of these people have reinforced, underground shelters beneath all of their properties. It's not just like they have this one spot that they can go to in New Zealand and they have to get there.
yeah,
It's like they probably have backup and contingency and a different,
hopefully they have,
if
okay,
they own seven properties, they probably have seven bunkers.
hopefully they have closed circuit TV and they can watch the mobs living in their house as they sit down there trapped in their bunker. Yeah, come on out whenever you want to get Gaddafi. Otherwise, we're going to live here in your house and take it over. And so they're stuck there. So congratulations, you've made yourself a nice little prison cell underneath your house.
Yeah, and then there's this other trend where elites, maybe not the mega billion, not the mega rich, but the rich, are buying out neighborhoods and like gated communities that are specifically designed for security when shit hits the fan.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are these multi-million-dollar homes in it's like I'm just I'm just blown away. Like even let's say it works. You've got your moat, you've got your moat, you've got
Mm-hmm.
your high level security robot dogs or whatever, plus like actual canine dogs that are guard dogs, and you've got probably like some turrets around the top of the electric fences and like all of this shit. Like you've planned it out really well. You're well fortified and everything. You are really trying to live out some um cataclysm in a rich wealthy people neighborhood, just like where you lived in fucking Hollywood or
Yeah. Well, I'm like,
LA.
okay, who's going to fix your toilets?
Yeah,
Who's going to
who's
keep
gonna fix
everything running? Who's going to keep things running for you? Who's going to watch you while you sleep? Do you think those people are going to take orders from you? Your money's no good anymore. You just built the people you hired to protect you and take care of you a really nice luxury frickin' survival compound. And if you are lucky, rich person, you will be allowed to stay there and maybe have latrine duty for a bowl of gruel.
Right.
Meanwhile, the
It's
people who can do shit and have guns and are there to protect you live in the nice houses. So
Yeah,
congratulations.
it's just like, it's like what why would you even, first of all, why would you even think that you could maintain this lifestyle after shit hits the fan? Like that, because it seems like that's what the idea is, both in the case of the billionaire bunkers and in the case of the lower level rich who are trying to build
Yeah,
these like community compounds. Like, so the idea is, I'm pretty sure I'm expecting something to pop off and civilization is going to collapse, or there's just going to be such bad, dire social unrest that I won't want to leave my neighborhood. I'm expecting that. But how can I maintain my current level of my current lifestyle and my current level of comfort, even when all of this shit is happening all around me? That's what's going on. It's
yeah, yeah,
like, that's the idea, right?
yeah.
And it's
Well,
like, it's so far fetched,
yeah,
right? Even if you could trust every single one of your employees, even if even if all your employees absolutely love you because you have been paying them well and you treat them well and they have great benefits packages and like massages and whatever, like you've been treating your employees the best. You cannot control for even 1% of the factors that are going to that it's going to entail to
well,
keep your lifestyle running in a shit hits the fan situation.
yeah. Well, and the thing is, it's like all those people, they all know people outside the fence that are suffering, that are being
Mm-hmm.
like pillaged and plundered. And this guy's going to fucking sit here in luxury. Yeah, unless you're bringing all of your employees and stuff, all of their families and friends in, so that there's nobody they know that's suffering out there. Because a lot of this stuff is predicated on, I think, also, it's not going to happen. The folks that are doing this, it's not going to happen. They're not thinking it's going to happen. When it does, nobody's coming to work that day. Nobody's coming to protect them unless it's to kick them out of their house and take over that compound. They're already planning it, their employees are. There's just, and even if they didn't, like you said, they're trapped. Just like the guys trapped in the bunker while the mobs are racing through the house and living up there and everything. They'll never come out of that bunker. They won't be able to. As soon as they do, they get Gaddafi'd. They're going to be stuck inside this neighborhood. And there will be folk outside, but you're like, there will never know a moment of
They're
freedom.
gonna find a weak point, no matter how
Oh
good your
yeah, oh yeah,
security is.
yeah,
Either
yeah,
either somebody's going to be determined enough to find their way through your security, or you
you get
know
betrayed from it within. Somebody's going
that
to
or
open
somebody
the
from
gates.
within, right, is going to be like, fuck this. I could be the king of this pile of MREs if I just open it to, the like,
Yeah,
or an act of God takes out your backup contingency plan. Like,
yeah.
you're
It's
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 such folly.
yeah, it's silly. It's just like they're
And I would
and
say that even to people, even to ordinary people like that prep, right?
yeah,
Like I always I think of myself as a mid-level prepper, like a medium prepper.
yeah.
Like, because you can't calculate and account for every single possible contingency.
Mm-mm.
And there's no way that you even, I mean, we experience this in our daily lives. You're like, well, today I'm planning to go to my best friend's wedding, and then on the way there you get a flat tire, and then, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
you can't plan around all this. You can try to be as prepared as possible and have a fucking tire iron in your car and a spare tire, but you're not going to make it to the wedding on time. Like that, that's just how life works. And it works 10 times that much in a scenario where it's a cataclysm and everybody's freaking out and
Yeah.
everybody's like running around trying to get prepared at the last minute.
Well, you see, and you made an interesting point. Weren't you talking about, was it, who was it that does the security stuff for fulfillment centers and things, has the contract with
The
them?
Pinkertons.
Yeah, I'm like, they're going to take that shit.
So I read this article. It was a few years ago. Actually, it was during the pandemic that I read this article about a global security firm called the Pinkertons. The Pinkertons have a long history.
Oh
They
yeah, yeah.
were hired during like some big labor union disputes
They were strike
to
breakers.
bust to do what?
Strike breakers.
Yeah, they were strike breakers. They were busting heads, right?
Yeah.
For labor disputes. Well, they still exist. They've been bought out by some European security firm, and they're global. It's a global security firm, but this arm of it, the Pinkertons, now specializes in providing what I would term apocalyptic security strategies for major corporations. So they'll provide international security services where say they do have a contract with Amazon, or as of the writing of the article that I read, they had a contract with Amazon. So the idea is Amazon has properties all over the world. This contract guarantees them that whatever pops off in any of those locations within like a few hours, they'll have Pinkertons there to protect the fucking product and the executives, right? Or whoever the important people is that they want to protect. It could be a situation of a natural disaster or civil unrest or war or anything. The
Mhm.
Pinkertons will show up armed to the teeth and protect your shit, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just envisioning these guys armed with machine guns, because like I said, I used to work at Amazon in an Amazon warehouse, and I'm just envisioning like these these guys armed with machine guns guarding these like giant gaylords full of plastic crap. Like,
Yeah.
it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And then it's like and then it's like, how long is it gonna take once your checks don't cash because the money does isn't worth anything?
Yeah.
How long is it gonna take for these armed security guys to turn on you?
Well, let's see. I don't even think they'd bother showing up.
Right.
I think that's like, now the Pinkertons do have awesome kidnap insurance. So if you are working overseas and you have Pinkerton kidnap insurance and you get taken, you just hand them a card, they call the number, they take care of the extraction, and you can get kidnap insurance through them. So don't ask me how I know that. But anyhow, so and like if you were unscrupulous, you could pretend to get kidnapped if you wanted to make some extra money. Just saying. But I it's I think it's just it's like in Glengarry Glen Ross, they sold those timeshares and they were selling land, patches of land, and I think that's like what the survival or executive outcomes survival type thing is. These guys are just like cashing these checks. They probably have a fake like compound that you come to periodically, and they probably have like, okay, when you get the pager number, you go to this place for the extraction if you pay an extra $10,000 a month, and this is what your survival condo is going to look like, and you can dial in all these amenities and whatnot and everything. And these guys are just like, yeah, okay, great. These dudes are just banking these checks. They're like, this is never going to happen, and if it does, what are they going to do about it? So I can
Yeah,
just
that
see they go to the extraction point, and there's like 150 or so of these douchey 6 to 7 figure dudes in their like Prada bug out gear with the Gucci, bug out bags, and the shiny Air 15 still in the plastic, and they're all standing around like I think they might have been bullshitting us.
Yeah.
I don't think they're coming.
Yeah.
I think we better go find a warlord to blow or something, you know?
Right. I mean, it again, the folly. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't, okay, here's where I'll disagree with some of what you said. I think that the billionaire guys really do think that this is about to happen.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
think they
They
are
all think
true.
it's about to happen. I think the people making money off of them
Hmm.
are like, probably
Yeah,
not. What the fuck? We'll cash the checks and build.
right. And
Like I
isn't
worked with a
that
dude that built like intense like bunker doors. Like he built
mhm.
one for the Scientology compound in California, and like would get nervous because he's like, I can't really talk about it. He's just like the NDAs they make you sign, and they have people that will. But yeah, he made one for them, and on the other side of the mountain, some like Christian apocalyptic church had their compound, and so he built one for them. And they didn't know the Scientologists had their compound on the other side of the mountain. So like
That's
these guys,
hilarious. They could just dig a tunnel and join compounds.
I
Like,
know it, I
and
know it.
these
Yeah, so
yeah, so
it's not going to work for them. You know, it's just not going to work. They're not going to make it, and if they do, they're not going to be in charge of them for very long.
right. And it's also like one of my favorite, actually this is my favorite meme that I ever personally made.
Uh huh.
It's like a it's like imagine a 1987 illustrated science textbook picture of a dinosaur running around on the ground like a T-Rex. But there's an asteroid falling in the background,
Uh huh.
and the T-Rex is saying, "Oh shit, that asteroid's heading straight towards my bunker."
Nice.
You know, so this could happen to any of us. And so when we're talking about the folly of the billionaire bunkers, we
Yeah.
have to also think of our own folly. If we're trying to prepare for any type of cataclysm, like just, don't get, first of all, don't think that you're going to have every single contingency covered,
No, hell
and
no.
that you're going to be able to stick it out on your own or with your select groups or your select group of friends and family for an extended period of time without making connections and having community, right?
Yeah, there's no way
um
you can survive in isolation.
right. And so it's not just their folly, it could also be our folly, so check yourself.
Well,
um
and that would be, you know, and that would be, I think, a good topic. Next topic is like, so now just because the world is ending doesn't mean you can't have a good time and it can't be a positive experience, right?
Right, but what the
Yeah, so it's
whole
just like
dispatches
cultivate
for
self reliance, humble curiosity, and pursue self mastery.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can, that's the best you can do. And that, because you're never going to know when it's going to happen, you never know how it's going to happen. But if you're constantly working on yourself, collecting skills, figuring out how to work on cars, or even, all right, if you live in an apartment, and I think, did you talk about this in your book, How to Survive Dystopia? Or it's just like, just start canning. If you live in an apartment, go find fruit that's about and learn how to can, and just
Yeah,
that doing of that.
canning, dehydrating. There's so much stuff you can do,
And it's just, and it's not like you're going to live off of it, but it's like, yeah, you're doing something. And every time you look in that cupboard and you see those jars lined up of all that food you've preserved, you're going to feel like that's going to be a dystophoric feeling. And that's what we're after here.